Good morning, everyone. My name's Christy. Welcome to my corner. Thanks for joining me today for a slightly different video. I wanted to build on my posting momentum and post something, even though I haven't had much time to stitch. I did go to an estate sale on Friday, and I got some weird and wonderful things, and I got some packages of textiles that I haven't opened yet. So this is kind of going to be a show and tell of like the weird stuff, and then also an exploration of the textiles. I hope that's something that you will enjoy. But before we get to that, I want to welcome my new subscribers. Thanks so much for joining me on my crafty and artistic adventures. And welcome back to anyone who's been with me for however long you've been with me. It's been great to get to know you in the comments here on YouTube and also on Instagram. And if you're not following me on Instagram, you can find me at Dr_Christy. That's posted down below. And also, if you're interested, I do have a Patreon that is on pause because I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I'm sorry I'm talking so fast. I feel like I'm talking really fast. I don't quite know what I'm going to do with it. So, but what I did post recently is a poll about what to do for Flossmas. I do want to film a video every day of Flossmas. I do have some advent calendars that I can show you and unbox, and I want to do a craft. So the question is, what kinds of things are folks interested in? And you can vote on it in without subscribing. So my subscribers got like a whole video explanation and a show and tell. The folks who are on the free tier or kind of the public can just vote on it without the video. So go over to my Patreon, it's linked down below, and let me know what you might want to see for Flossmas this year. Yeah. I also have an Etsy shop where I sell fun medieval and temperature pattern type things. Anyway, welcome. I forget how to do my intro apparently. And yeah, so I went to, and if you, what do I say? I say, I do cross stitch and embroidery and other textile crafts and history. And if you're interested in any of that, please subscribe. And I hope you will subscribe and stick around. I think that's what I usually say, but I would love for you to subscribe and stick around. And because of my erratic posting, you might want to hit the bell. Oh, also there's a hype button. If you like hype, you can do it on mobile. And if you hype my video, maybe more people will see it, and that would be fun too. So you can do that too. Anyway, I went to this estate sale on Friday morning, and I went for 3 specific things. It opened at 9 a.m. I got there at 9:30. There were already hundreds of people there, and they had bought the 3 things that I wanted. Now, they were very weird things. They were a bronze crawfish statue. I don't know how big it was, but it looked like a good size. And then 2 boards, plaques, maybe you would call them, that were engraved with the images of an early, like a Shakespearean man and a Shakespearean woman. And it reminds me of some patterns that a friend gifted to me, and some cross-stitch patterns a friend gifted to me. And I really, really wanted them. They were all gone within a half hour, hundreds of people. And then, so essentially, I kind of came in like the second wave, I think. And so I got there early enough that I had to park super far away from the house, and I had to wait in line to pay for like a half hour, but too late to actually get the things that I wanted. If that tells you about when I got there. All right, so let's look at the weird and wonderful things that I did end up getting. My favorite weird and wonderful thing is this metal wall hanging plate. This was $8. And if you look at it, it's musicians in a pub. So that guy's playing a lute, and that guy I think is playing a hurdy-gurdy. So there's our little lute, and I think that's a hurdy-gurdy. But I don't actually know what a hurdy-gurdy is, so I could be wrong. But then there's like this woman over here who is clearly a lady of ill repute. And you know I love me a lady of ill repute who's sort of peeking in the door. So I kind of love this. I don't know where it's going to end up, but I had to get it. It was $8. So that's one of the weird things that I got. And there won't be editing in this because I don't have the energy. I might pause to like pick things up, but that's about it. The next thing I got was this broken giant wooden spoon. It has the piece here, so I'm going to leave it in here and do some repairs. But on the other side is a weird face. So I liked this. And this will be a really easy repair because it's one big chunk. I don't know where this is going, but I like this as well. So this came home with me. These are the two weirdest things that I got, I think. And this guy had a ton. So it was a colonel. I'm assuming in the Air Force, because we have an Air Force base in our town. But a colonel in the military, and they were a bit obsessed with Iceland. There was a lot of Icelandic stuff. There was a lot of historical, medieval-y stuff. So he must have really, or she also, there was a wife also. They must have really been interested in Icelandic history and medieval history and Viking history. And I'll show you why I think that in a second. I got a little mini Viking ship. And there is a flag, but it's not at the top. It like broke off, or so I might have to, yeah, it looks like it broke off from where it belonged at the top. But I got this tiny little Viking ship for $4. And I thought, well, that's really cute and on brand. So I might put this in my office. I have Viking ship bookends in my office, so it'll go really well with those. And the final weird and wonderful thing that I got, which was also the most expensive, was this sort of plate on a stand. But the stand is a depiction. This is a very medieval or early modern depiction of a whale. And I thought that was weird and wonderful. And so I really like that as well. I don't know where this is going to go, but this was $20. This was the most expensive thing I bought, I'm pretty sure. So now we're going to get into the textiles, because I have a bunch of textiles in here that, like I said, are all bundled up. And so I don't know what they look like. Oh, and the reason why I'm kind of sporty looking today is because I'm going on an adventure. I am going to drive about an hour and 45 minutes to go to a very scenic canyon. It is a North Alabama canyon, so it's not as canyon-like as most canyons in the world, I'm sure. But it supposedly has waterfalls. It's really pretty, and it was on my bingo card. I'm going to Dismal's Canyon. But I wanted to show you guys what I got before I did that, because I want it to warm up a little bit. It's supposed to be in the low to mid 70s today, Fahrenheit. So it'll be a nice hiking trip. But let me go get these textiles. The first thing I got are Christian Dior handkerchiefs. These are 100% cotton. I got them for $3. I use handkerchiefs every day, so I got these for use. But they are brand new, and I have not opened them, so I'm going to open them up. I'm opening the brown one. Brown, blue, and tan hand-rolled hem. Oh, these are a nice size. These are a great size. So these are just, apparently, designer handkerchiefs. I'm a designer handkerchief girly now with my Christian Dior. So that's really fun. I got those. And like I said, there are 3 in there. And those are going to be in kind of everyday use. I'm going to iron them. I'm probably going to wash them first. I'll wash them and then iron them, and then they're good to go. I found a rolled cross stitch for $1. Let's unroll it and see what it is. Sorry, I got all the tape stuck to me. Let's see. Oh, that's pretty. And that is their last name. That is the last name of the family, of the house. So this probably sounds mean, but I'm probably going to unpick the name. I have no relationship to them, but I am going to make this into something really pretty. So it looks like it may have hung from something and they just cut it off. There were a couple of hanging, things to hang stitches in the room where I found this. Although this is just basted if you look. I don't know if you can even see. Yeah, you can't see. But the hem is just basted on. So I'm going to hem it for real. And yeah, and do something fun with this. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I'm going to turn it into something fun. So we got that. And then we got another as well. Let me go reach down and get that. This one was $2. Let's open this up. but I thought it looked really pretty. They did have some, she clearly did lots of fiber crafts. And there was a lot of like wool, but she did wool. She did wool, and there was a lot of fabric, a lot of wool. There was a sewing machine, which I didn't get because I do not need another sewing machine. And, oh, this is two. There are two of them. Okay, cool. So there's one. There's one. And then this is printed, so I don't know. I'm assuming that's the name of the company or something. And then here is the other one. So it looks like they're matching. Yeah, so we have like two matching orange roses. Actually, they look orange in the camera, but they're definitely a salmon color. That sort of, the light, this color here is like a salmon. So they're definitely sort of pinky, reddy, salmony roses. So I got those also. So that was good. And then I got napkins, 10 napkins for $8. This woman clearly entertained. She had an entire linen closet filled with cloth napkins. And I mean like hundreds. I was talking to a friend of mine who also likes estate sales, and we were, I mentioned that if you want some, who also likes entertaining, she likes entertaining. And I said, if you want cloth napkins, definitely go. And she emailed me all caps, the napkins. It was hundreds of neatly folded cloth napkins organized in a color order. And she had hundreds of them. It was amazing. So let's take a look at what these napkins are. These are more, again, I would use these for handkerchiefs. Oh, these are great. There's a couple stains, but I don't mind stains because I'm just using them to wipe my nose. But they have a little embroidery on them, so that's nice. It's just like a little bow, and they all have that. So these I will add to my handkerchief collection. Turn them into handkerchiefs, and they'll get some really good use for the next, 20 years. But they're nice and cotton. I like vintage cotton napkins for handkerchiefs rather than modern cotton, because I just think it's a little bit more robust. Actually, let me see. Hold on, let me take a sip. Let me see when I open them up. Yeah, see, that's just a really nice cotton. And I do love the rolled kind of finished edges on these with the scallops. These remind me of the ones that started my handkerchief journey, which was my grandmother's. They do smell very clean, but I still want to wash them. But my grandmother's napkins with white grapes embroidered on them, that's kind of what started my journey, is that I inherited those when my grandparents moved to their assisted living facility. We were sort of clearing out some things in their house because my uncle was moving in, and one of the things I wanted were those napkins. And I didn't, but we don't use cloth napkins in my house because I really love paper napkins. I know it's wasteful, but I love getting new designs for paper napkins. It's like the only wasteful thing that I do. And so I wanted to start using handkerchiefs during 2020 when we couldn't buy tissues. And I found these and I said, you know what, these would be perfect. And they have been. They're like the best handkerchiefs that I have. Okay, but now we're getting into, oh wait, let's do this one. So now I have vintage handkerchiefs, that vintage ladies handkerchiefs. So these are not useful for blowing your nose at all. So we're going to take out the pin. I got these for $6. It's 3 vintage, and three beautiful antique hankies, according to the tape. And let's see. Ooh, we have this one. That's really pretty. Now I collect, I collect these, but they're not a thing that you can't blow your nose in this. But they're beautiful. And what I want to do is I found this one's really pretty. Look at that one. I saw someone on Instagram who took a bunch of beautiful hankies and doilies and and made curtains out of them. And I kind of want to do that. Okay, so that's one set. Then we have a bag, and this bag cost $10. Let me pause you so you don't have to hear it. Okay, so this is supposed to be 10 antique hankies, but it also has a long piece of lace. And that's really pretty. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'm going to do something really fun with it at some point in the future. We have a very stiff, oh, it's in a card. Okay, so we have a very stiff in paper. Handkerchief. Again, this is a little bit too small for what I want, but it has a beautiful rose on it. And this one's a little bit stained, but that's okay. And you can't really see. This one is the most stained, but it has the lace on the outside. It's really delicate and tiny. This one I think is almost exactly the same. So even though I didn't get all the things that I wanted, I'm still pleased with what I was able to get. These are pretty stained, but that's a very pretty embroidery. With some crochet or tatting on the outside. I can't tell the difference between the two, but it's very pretty. Some crochet on the outside. Ooh, this one's really pretty. It has a little embroidery. A little embroidered rose. And the thing, of course, about embroidery like this is it looks like that on the front. And it looks like that on the back. Like, you have to be really skilled in, and you know, it is obviously the back. Ooh, it got dark. There we go. I'm lighter again. You have to be really skilled with your backs because you can see both sides. And then here, oh God, this is beautiful. You guys are going to love this one. You're going to love it. Is that petit point? I think that look at those little, I'm pretty sure those are little X's. I'm pretty sure this is counted. This is minuscule. Look at that work. That's amazing. And look at the back. Look at that. That's amazing. Huh. I do not think my eyes, let's get back to brightness here. I do not think that my eyes could handle that small. Although some of you out there are doing some really fine little work there. And then we have some white work. Look at that. Oh, this is a nice size one, but it's a little too delicate. But look at that with some drawn thread work and the embroidery. That's so impressive. Oh, the skill, for real, the skill it takes to make these things. So I'm really glad that like I found them because I would hate for them to have gone in the trash. And then here we have another little blue one with embroidery. Sorry. Little blue one with embroidery. And that's lovely. And I have one more bag. One more bag. 4 linen tea napkins. Let me open it up so you don't have to hear the crinkle. Okay, got them open. This one, I have 2 of these, which are Waterford. My stepmom likes Waterfords. These are 60% cotton, 40% poly. And they have a little seahorse. My stepmom worked for Wedgwood for a very long time, so I actually have quite a lot of Waterford crystal in my possession. So we have 2 of those. That's what those are. We have 3 of those, and 4 of those. I can't count. We have 4 of those, so a matching set of 4, and a surprise little handkerchief in here That's super pretty. A little blue handkerchief. That's really pretty. It's a little bit small for how I fold mine, because I fold mine in a very specific way, which I think I posted in a video. I think I posted a link to that in my last video, but I'll post it here too. So if you're interested in hankies and using a hanky, there is a way to fold them so that you have lots of spaces to blow your nose, but none of them are on the outside. So like you don't get grossness like all over your purse or your pocket. And that's it, my friends. That's all I have to share with you today. My little haul from the estate sale. It cost less than $80, including tax. And I'm really pleased with it. It was an excellent estate sale, and it was a reasonably priced estate sale. Now, don't get me wrong. There was a $2,000 couch that they were selling. That was a lovely couch. But for the stuff that I wanted, that was just kind of the weird and wonderful things and the vintage textiles, I'm really pleased with it. And there were a couple of other things that I was interested in getting, but I just didn't want to pay I didn't want to spend a ton of money on things that I didn't really need and I didn't really know that I was going to use again. In particular, there were beautiful crocheted tablecloths, and I use them when I do craft markets. But I don't know that I'm going to continue doing craft markets just because it's so much work and I'm feeling really burnt out. And they don't make me a ton of money and they're a lot of work. I think I already said that. And I'm trying to break out of the hobbies have to be monetized mindset that I have been in for the past, 5 years or so. Oh, no, not 10 years or so, because I monetized all sorts of hobbies even before I got into fiber arts. So yeah, I'm just trying to disconnect my hobbies from making money. That's kind of my goal. And that's not to say that I will never do another market, but that is to say I shouldn't spend $30 to $50 on an antique or a vintage crocheted tablecloth for a possible future market. You know what I mean? That's it from me. Thank you so much for joining. Oh, let's do a screenshot, a screen grab with this plate, because I think this plate, oh no, maybe I'll do it with a handkerchief. Let's do it with this last little handkerchief here. And I'll hold it up. There we go. That's something I can screen grab for my thumbnail. And yeah, I will talk to you soon. I also went to an arts festival yesterday and got some really cool things. If anyone's interested in seeing that video like next week, I'd be happy to film that as well. I don't know what you all want to see. It's been so long since I recorded videos. But thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Please check out my Patreon and answer that poll for Flossmas, so that way I know what folks want to actually watch. And as I mentioned, you don't have to subscribe to my Patreon to take the poll. Anyone can take the poll. And yeah, that is where I'm going to end this video. I'm going to go on my adventure and go for a little hike today. And I will talk to you all soon. So please take good care of yourselves and have a good one. Bye.